Yo, what's going on, Fit Fam? This is the Nashville Fit Magazine podcast, and I'm one of your hosts, D. Jarrell Webb. We're here with my girl.
What's up, guys? I'm Savannah.
That is Savannah. So I caught her off guard a little bit. We were having a conversation behind the scenes, but as you see, we have a third person here. We got my guy Dylan from Pro Vita. You've been hearing a lot about Pro Vita in our intros. They're one of our sponsors. So we got somebody to come on and tell us a little bit more about Pro Vita, but not just that, but we want to learn more about Dylan as well, and everything that you are and are not. Does that make sense? You think you can cover that? All right, cool. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Dylan.
Fresh.
Well, I grew up in Maryland. I've been in Nashville for about 4 years now, and been training for just a little over 2, or coaching at least. Kind of had a nice little rigmarole of life through my 20s, so kind of establishing where I want to be through my 30s now. And
apparently you like big words as well. So what you don't understand, Dylan, is we're just a regular podcast where we just come and sit and talk. No. How did you get into fitness? So you've been training for 4 years now?
Yeah, man. I've been working out my whole life.
Okay.
Grew up playing sports. Yeah. Played soccer from about the time I could walk, and then probably 13 or 14, I started finding my way into a weight room, just doing your classic 3x10, whatever the old guy in the gym was doing, kind of thing.
Love a 3x10, classic.
Yeah, and then just kind of moved on from there. When I started college, I was doing ROTC with the Army, and one of the officers there was into CrossFit. I had never heard of it. That was kind of like back in the day where it's just the main site workout. So started doing that, got into it, and then just kind of kept experimenting all through it. Always tried to find new ways to challenge myself and tried to do things right. Always tried to do things technical. And then honestly never really thought about coaching until it was 2020. I was working on tour. Tour got canceled because of COVID. And then that summer, got the opportunity to start coaching, and I've just been in love with it ever since. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you talked about ROTC. So did you do it any time?
Yeah, I was in for
Military?
4.5 years.
Okay.
I was stationed right up the road at Fort Campbell. That's kind of how I found my way to Nashville.
Okay.
Probably would have never gotten here
thought,
otherwise.
yeah.
So, thank the Army for that one.
Yeah.
But I just did. I was there for 3 years and then got out. Actually moved out west for a little bit, and then found my way right back.
What'd you think about the military? Like it, love it, hate it?
I had a great experience. Worked with really good people. Had a really cool job.
I'm assuming you were an officer?
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did EOD, explosive ordnance disposal.
Yeah. Talk dirty to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really is cool.
So, it was a great time. I just, I never deployed. So kind of by the end of my contract, I just was kind of burnt out, looking for something new. It was never, I didn't come from like a dynasty family by any means.
It was never going to be a long-term thing for you?
Let them pay for college, and then, it was great though. Honestly, best decision I ever made in my life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I actually had an opportunity. I was getting recruited by Citadel.
Okay.
And considered, because I was in ROTC in high school.
Okay. Yeah.
And they offered, and I was considering it, and then they're like, yo, you got to do 4 after.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do, because I'm trying to go to the league. They're like, well, if you go to the NFL, we could suspend it or do like a weekend, like a reserve type situation. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah. I didn't have that decision to make.
But I actually thought about, even post college, I did think about enlisting. I wanted to be a SEAL.
Okay.
But I am what they call negative buoyant.
What does that mean?
That means I don't float, Savannah. At
What
all.
a weird way to put that.
No, that's the word. See, I'm
Artistic
smart
way to
too.
put it. Yeah.
I can see that. That's a big
Goodness.
word I don't
Yeah.
know. And I still don't know.
So like literally, if I get in a pool, I'm going to the bottom of it. If I'm not moving, like the funniest thing, if we were going on
is that a
vacation.
thing?
That's one of the tests, though.
It's one of the tests. You have to be able to
But
float. That's why
don't
see
you
any
float
black
when you
people.
like fill your
Nope.
lungs?
Nope.
Seriously?
Not people that are negative.
You're just
buoyant.
many of dense
Too much,
Yeah.
too much
chocolate.
I just go
Too many
to-
man
Oh,
Dense chocolate.
it's too dense. They're not ready for it. We're just gonna keep that one going.
But yeah, so like literally on vacation, my wife is like your size. And it's the funniest thing, 'cause she's trying to teach me how to float. So she's like holding me up, like walking me through the pool, like, okay, I'm gonna let you go. And then she lets me go, and I go to the bottom. And I'm like,
Just stand up. Just stand up.
And she's like, why can't you float? I was like, I don't know, woman.
It's
like,
really a great visual in my head, picturing you and your wife floating in the
She's like, come on, like, I'm gonna let you go now. And then I just go under as soon as she lets me go. I've tried
So
I can swim.
In what
I
scenario
can't float.
in the military would you need to be able to float without moving?
A lot of them. Survival.
I'm genuinely asking. I'm not
Yeah.
asking it
Like if you were in the
sarcastically.
Navy, specifically the SEALs, like there'd be plenty of chances for you to be stranded in water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably likely that you're going to be
Wow.
stranded. Yeah, and you can't swim. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. I mean, you can only swim for so long before you have to flip over. Even if you just flip over and breathe,
Right.
like breathe for a second.
Wow.
Can't do that. Have to be moving or have to have a life
I've never
vest
thought
on.
about it.
Yeah, I'm too scared of the ocean. That's
Yeah.
why I went Army.
Yeah, exactly. Smart guy. It's like no water, right? We just have to jump in. Okay, cool. I'm cool with that. I can do that. I'm not gonna be out there for a long
Just
time.
need me to
though.
swim across the pool. I got
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Have you always been at Provita?
No, when I first started training, I was at Iron Tribe.
Okay.
I was working down in Cool Springs. My girlfriend at the time recommended it. I had never really thought, like I said, training was not really on my radar. I just always loved working out. She's like, I think you'd be a good fit for it. So tried it out there. I loved it there. I have nothing negative to say about my experience there. Just ultimately, I think wasn't the flavor I was looking for as a coach.
Yeah.
I was kind of craving a little more autonomy. But great experience there. Learned a lot of good people. But then I got to Provita just about a year ago. So, yeah.
So what's the flavor of Provita?
Yeah, tell us about that.
Your
Your role.
Everything, man.
I want to know about before we get into it, I want to know what Provita is all about, like what kind of gym, what kind of services and clientele, and then I want to know your role and what's specific about that.
Cool. So Provita, first and foremost, is a 24-hour gym. So it's smack dab in Germantown, so tons of our clients just walk to the gym.
Great part of town, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. We got Sonny's right across the street, you know. But then we do a lot of personal training, and then we do group fitness. We have a couple classes a day. So my primary role is I do all the programming for the group fitness. We keep it small, kept out at like 10 people a class, which works great with the space and also works great as a coach. Because especially coming from Iron Tribe where it was like 20 people in a class, sometimes it gets super hectic, you know. It's like I want to help everybody, but you know, you got to kind of ration the time. Whereas now it's, you know, I can sit there and see everybody work and make the corrections. So personal training, group fitness, and just 24-hour open gym is what we offer. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What's like the cap on class sizes?
We do 10.
10.
Yeah. We do some Saturday
number.
classes too. Every Saturday we do a class, and that will sometimes jump up to like 15 or 20. It's a little bit more, I don't want to say free for all, but outside of the regular programming, just kind of a fun, a lot of partner workouts and stuff. So
that's awesome. It sounds like there's a lot of variety and a lot of like, you know, no matter what your skill level is, you can kind of find something at Provita.
Totally. And one thing I really focus on with the programming is I try to make any workout like you can auto-regulate it. I don't really work a ton with like percentages or prescribed weights or anything. So anybody who walks in could find themselves a great workout doing the classes is my goal. So,
that's awesome. So what I know about Provita, before Tom came in and bought it, and now it's doing great. We're you know, sponsored by you guys on the podcast. I've been hearing more and more about it. He's done a great job marketing it. Before that, I actually worked for him for like a very short period of time. And he's awesome. And I'm glad that he's doing big things there. Before, it was like a CrossFit gym almost. And I don't know the owners before or anything like that. I just know it was not as on blast, not as like, not as much marketing going out. And it was open gym. It was still 24 hours, but it was more like CrossFit. And would you say it's that way now? Or you've moved out of the CrossFit? What is it kind of looking like? Like what would people expect if they were coming to a class that you've programmed?
So I'd say, I mean, if you just walked into the gym, the first thing you would probably think is CrossFit just because of the layout, a lot of rogue rigs and stuff, kettlebells, medicine balls. The way I look at it, and honestly the way that I approach my training and the programming for the workouts, I would call it more strength and conditioning. We do CrossFit type stuff. Generally, the layout is like a dynamic warm-up, strength portion, some accessory work, and then a metabolic conditioning finisher. I just try to stay away from a lot more of the technical movements that CrossFit generally gets into.
The cleans and
we do cleans. We don't do any barbell snatches. No handstand push-ups.
Yeah.
because those
don't
things
really
are...
ever teach kipping.
Good.
You know, we have a ton of clients and members that
Sorry, I had to fist pump him on the
we got a little
kipping.
board
That's
of
a thing
like,
for
what do you
me.
know, what are your goals for the year? And, you know, several people, it's like, I want to do a pull-up. It's like, okay, well, then we're going to do pull-ups, but if you can't do a strict pull-up, I'm not going to have you kipping.
My man.
That's my mentality.
My man.
Yeah,
Let's go.
So I like to throw in a little bit of everything. Honestly, I started playing rugby about a year and a half ago, and that completely
You're
changed.
a badass human.
I am broken. Everybody on the Nashville rugby team
Seriously,
knows.
straight up.
But that's really changed the way that I approach training. Honestly, and I don't know if all the members know this, but one of the things that I focus on is like rugby fitness is honestly kind of the metric for all my programming that I do, because it's endurance, it's athletic moves, it's strength, it's power, it's everything
Functional.
you need, really. Yeah.
That's so cool to hear.
Yeah. So we do, you know, a ton of medicine ball throws and kettlebell stuff, heavy lifts, a little bit of everything. So, yeah, I would say that is a better way to think of the class workouts as more of a strength and conditioning as opposed to CrossFit. Nothing against CrossFit. I was a CrossFitter for a long time.
Sure, yeah.
But that's just, I try to make it a little bit more accessible.
Yeah.
Not as intimidating.
I feel like I would really love your programming. Like, I would love the classes.
Come on in.
And I do want to say, you sound like somebody who really cares about the people who come into your gym versus I care about people knowing who I am and that I'm really cool and that I'm really strong and fit and look at my six pack. Not that like, you know, like
Who are you talking
I
about
can
right
be.
now?
I was actually going to put my name in that
Okay,
hat
I just wanted to
because,
make
you know,
sure.
like the stronger you become, the more confident you become. But at the end of the day, what we do as trainers is we're helping people.
Totally.
And it's not about us. And it's about that person and the relationship you have with them and where they're at in their journey and where you can get them to. I do know for a fact because I follow him on Instagram. I don't know him too well, but we've definitely met and had conversations. Josh is a trainer there.
Totally. Yep.
He very much so cares. And he's always trying to like better his education. And it sounds to me like just hearing you talk, like you are a very compassionate trainer. And I really, really admire that about you guys. And yeah, I just think people are in good hands and I don't even know you. I can just tell by the way you're talking about it that you care about doing things well, but not like, this has to be perfect. You're not perfectly doing that RDL. Like, you know, there's balance and everything and learning, but
yeah, well, my goal is I want people to come into the gym to improve, right? And if that doesn't always mean PRs or lifting the heaviest weight possible, I want them to go out into life, because life doesn't exist in the gym. Like, a gym's a part of it. You know, when they're playing with their kids or going to play pickup soccer.
That's why
that's what I want them to feel the difference. You
Boom.
know, and it, you know, we just had a member come back from a ski trip, and she was like, "Yeah, I felt totally prepared. I wasn't tired." Like, so that's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Right? You know, if you PR your deadlift, I'm there to support you. You know, but what I want is for you to leave the gym feeling more in control and more empowered in your body.
That's
That's kind
awesome.
of the focus. So.
yeah.
How would you describe your training personality? Do you bring any of that ex-military? Are you like screaming like, "Hey,
Oh,
maggots,
no.
6 more, dummy"?
No.
Are you that person? Like, are you calm? Like you kind of like you are right now, just kind of
I would say,
like what do I expect when I come to a class that Dylan is teaching?
for me
Like,
personally, I would not call myself a cheerleader. I mean, I'm encouraging, I hope, but I am more of a technician, right? I want whatever we're doing, do it well. Again, kind of getting away from the CrossFit world, I like to incorporate a lot more like bodybuilding style movements. So getting people to slow down and feel the muscle and actually know what they're doing. So,
Yes.
so that's really what I harp on. And not to say the other trainers don't do that, but with the programming, with my coaching style, you know, I guess a little bit more quiet. But yeah, just making sure people are doing it right and using the appropriate weight. I'm not always going to tell people to go heavier. It's like, actually, maybe go lighter here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would, if that answers the
Wow.
question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did
Because I'm more of a.
You said
energy
your
guy,
girlfriend
I'm
at
a
the time
screamer.
told you you were a good fit for that, being a trainer. Absolutely correct. Yeah.
Yeah, she's right
I
about a
mean,
lot of
it's
things.
definitely
Yeah.
obvious.
And this is your time, man. If you want to, you know, if you want to shoot, if you want to
Here's
shoot
Sherelle
your shot,
opening the door
listen,
now.
Hey, Jasmine. Dylan just wanted to say he was wrong.
know?
No, I don't know her name. If you get a random DM from a Jasmine,
like,
she's gonna be like, bet. All right, cool. I didn't even know. So outside of Provita, like, what does your actual workouts look like? Like, how do you train?
Man, I have gotten really heavy into maces and kettlebells. I've always been a kettlebell guy. But
We got to work out together.
Yeah, totally. Shouts out
Today.
my buddy Adam Hicks down in Birmingham. He's a huge proponent of the maces and clubs and stuff. And I tore my labrum last June playing rugby. And that was one of the things I started really playing with when I got back. And I have noticed a crazy difference.
Do you ever go to Swinger Sunday?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No.
Sunday swings with Jess?
Sunday swings. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I said that wrong.
No, you'll have to come out to that.
I was like, what
I'll
am I
fill you
signing
in
up
on it
for?
after the
That's what I
show.
said. When she mentioned it, I was like, "What?
Yeah.
What are we doing on Sunday?" I don't think we're supposed to do
Swinging
that on
some bells.
Sundays. But they meet in the park and
totally.
do like kettlebell like flows.
Yeah.
So I told her I was gonna come out and check it out when the weather breaks.
yeah.
But I'm not big into. I use kettlebells. I'm not like an expert at it at all.
Gotcha.
Like, I come from a football background.
Yeah.
So mine is strength and conditioning. We don't really do kettlebells unless we're picking them up and carrying them down the field or something crazy like that.
Oh, we do that all the time.
But not, the flows. That's something that I do want to get
Totally.
into. Though. Yeah.
Yeah, I just, I've picked up a couple injuries along the way. And so now it's, I just think best bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Just play around with the kettlebell, the maces. I mean, I still do all the other stuff. But like I said, my training, I don't want to say my personal training, my training personally, again, very rugby specific.
Yeah.
So try to hit the sprints, a lot of throws, rotating movements, like trying to get out of like just the bilateral
Yeah.
single plane movements of like, hey, life doesn't exist like this.
Like
we
this,
have to move around and adjust. So
Yeah.
that's what I kind of bring to my own training. And then I also try to introduce as best as I can with my personal training and the group fitness.
Yeah.
So
Right on.
Yeah.
So I have two questions. They're more fun, but
They're more fun.
one,
thank God.
and I want to say them both because I'll forget the other one if I don't say it now. One is, what is your favorite movement, like, to do? Not to, like, necessarily coach, but to perform in the gym. And if you had to pick between, like, mace, kettlebell, barbell, body weight, like, you're stranded on an island, you can only have, like, one type, what would it be?
I prepared for this
Question.
question.
I was ready for that. Question.
Question to my question?
Yeah, question to your question.
Hit me.
Because I'm thinking about it. Do I get weights with my barbell or is it just
Oh,
the
of
barbell?
course. You can use, like, you have endless amount of weight load.
Okay.
Like, you can load it
Okay.
however much. It's infinite. So squat 1,000 pounds if you can. But you only can use barbells. You can never use dumbbells, kettlebells, bands, none of
I
that.
found, like, a big
There's a
rock on
lot
the
to
bench.
choose from. And the more equipment you use, like, once you throw bands in there, I'm like, oh, wait, I don't want to be without bands. Bands are great.
First question was favorite movement.
Yes.
I have always loved power cleans.
Nice.
So I'd say power cleans, kettlebell swings for sure, and then just a good old fashioned sprint. I
Right
don't
on.
think there's much better than a
You only
sprint.
get one, Dylan. I don't know if you heard the question.
Okay,
What is
so
your
a power.
I liked hearing
power
all three.
clean.
I will say.
I'm gonna say a power clean is probably my favorite movement, just because when you do it right, it just feels so great, and just all the technical aspects of it. It's one of those things that, I mean, you look at the professionals; they're doing that every day for
Oh, it
20
transfers
years
to
and still
everything.
learning how to do
Yeah.
it. So, just that kind of never-ending venture of doing it perfectly
Right
is
on.
one thing I really like. One piece of equipment for an island is a kettlebell for sure.
Okay, right on.
Just the versatility
Good
of it.
answer.
It'd be packable. I could see myself washing up on shore like, oh, sweet.
Oh, there's my bell.
It's a hell of a wave that
It's,
brought you
buoyant.
No,
No, that would sink to the bottom of the ocean with direct.
Right. We'll be down there. I'll be down on the bottom of the floor doing kettlebell swings. I'm here now, so
Some liver
down
king
there,
stuff.
right?
See, that's what they didn't know is you
What-
can work out at the bottom of the ocean too.
What's yours? what would you take?
Favorite movement?
No, what would you take on
I would probably have to say the same. Like, I would love to have bands with me too, just because bands are just so
not an
freaking
option.
great. But yeah,
Get
no,
one.
it would be a kettlebell.
kettlebell. Am I the only one who's
Absolutely.
going barbell?
You go barbell
I'm
all
going
day.
barbell because you can do so.
You can.
Like I can do everything. I can do my power cleans and
Yeah.
go heavy.
Yes, you
So I
can.
can keep my mass
Yes,
right?
you can.
So if
I
he
can
gets
go.
unlimited weights on his barbell, do I get like an adjustable
No, you
Yep,
get
kettlebell?
yes.
no, you get one
No,
kettlebell, bro.
That's not fair because
that's why-
if I just said a 45-pound bar and then like a 45-pound kettlebell, then what would you say if it was just the 45-pound bar and just the 45-pound kettlebell?
I would probably take just the kettlebell.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, but
because
if you can adjust the
do
weights
more.
for that and have all the plates, then he
But
gets
I
to
can
have
do,
all
like,
the kettlebells.
I can do deadlifts. I can do chest. I can, you can do a lot.
I
with
can
the
do
barbell.
all of that with
Hang
kettlebells.
cleans. Not like that though. Like imagine like you're flying over and you see
I
guy on
get
the
you.
beach just hang clean.
I can't tell you how many
I
like
guarantee you'll stop.
male trainers specifically have told me, but barbells. And I'm over here like, and kettlebells. They're like, but barbells are king.
I think
then a year later they're using
functionality, yeah.
kettlebells.
I think functionality kettlebells are honestly better, right? Like to prepare you for like you were talking about like everyday life. But barbells is just more fun.
I mean, yeah, it is hard to choose between the two. But that's what I would choose.
I'd say my favorite thing about Pro Vita is that we have both.
You got both?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's just like actually you don't have to choose, guys. If you just pull up on Pro Vita, well,
Yeah.
make sure that you learn how to use
And
both
if
of
you
those
get stranded
things.
on an island, it's not likely any of those things are going to wash up on
find
the
a big
shore.
rock.
So
Yeah, you got.
learn how to use your body weight and get strong with body
There we
weight.
go.
So you said something earlier about like you're kind of not anti-kipping, but you don't like teaching it. Is that from your military background, or is it just like a preference of?
No, honestly, I would say very little of my training philosophy comes from
Really?
military experience. Yeah.
Okay.
I will never ruck march again.
No?
Hated that.
So when you pull up on Saturday, you see people just walking downtown in a ruck. You're like, what are you guys doing right now?
I'll go backpacking. I love that, but
Yeah.
don't tell me to go faster.
He said, "Don't tell me to go faster."
I want to enjoy the scenery.
So I don't know. I don't have anything necessarily against kipping.
Yeah.
I think for me, I want people to know how to use their muscle correctly. And I feel like a lot of movements with CrossFit, and again, I don't mean this as a negative, it teaches you the most efficient way to do a thing.
Yeah.
Which is great. But I've always kind of been a believer that if you can't do a strict pull-up, you shouldn't be doing a kipping pull-up, just for several reasons. But ultimately, people want to be able to do a strict pull-up.
Yeah.
You know, I can't tell you how many people I've seen that will do kipping pull-ups, but then can't do a strict one. So that's just kind of a metric for me. And I don't care if people do them. You know, we program pull-ups and workouts, and if people know how to kip, I don't have anything against it.
Yeah.
It's just not something we necessarily train up or coach. And again, that's one of the great things about Pro Vita as opposed to, some other gyms that do group fitness is people can come in whenever they want and practice their kipping pull-ups or their muscle-ups or whatever. So even if we don't necessarily do it in class, and like I said, I try to make it very accessible to anybody. If you want that extra stuff, hey, the gym's open 24 hours, and there's coaches usually there. So I'll teach you how to kip. I'll teach you how to do muscle-ups. But I'm not going to spend the class time on that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you a musician as well? Because you were talking about being on tour. What you sing, rap? What do
play
you
the
do?
drums.
Play the drums.
Yeah, I sing in my car.
Sick.
But
Yeah?
So what kind of music did you play on tour and stuff?
So when I was working on tour, I was just doing merch and roadie work.
Okay.
But the goal was kind of to work myself up to hopefully be playing, and then COVID ruined everything.
So what kind of music do you play?
I'm a huge metalhead.
Right on.
Yeah, the heavier, the
Really?
faster, the angrier. Yeah, I'm into
Nice.
it.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Confession, guys. That is the only music that I cannot get into.
Hey, that's
I
fair,
can listen
man.
to something in every genre.
Cannot. Like, I can literally listen to anything. Metal, I feel... It's the reason they use it for military torture. Like, there's a reason they just turn that on as loud
Well,
and it
yeah.
just drives you, right?
See why that would be.
Like, for me, like, I don't... Like, so, like, when I played football, we would have, like, in the weight room, we have different days. So, like, Monday was rap day, Tuesday was, like, country. So that way...
Oh, that's fun.
That way everybody kind of gets their... it's not, like, all one thing playing.
Yeah.
Metal days, it's like, I gotta get through this shit as fast as
I was gonna say,
can.
what if like the only day you can come is Tuesday and you hate country music?
There's no such thing as the only day you can come.
Okay.
Like I'm talking about when I'm playing football.
Okay,
Like,
got.
you have to be there.
I thought you were okay. I gotcha.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
There, like Monday, so that way, like I said, Monday
Gotcha.
is whatever day, and Tuesday, so that way everybody
I see.
on the team gets their thing in the weight room. And like on Metal Day, I was like, yo, I gotta get out of here. Like,
See, that's how I feel about country, dude.
is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tom's actually got a no Taylor Swift rule at the gym.
Oh,
We're not allowed to
wow.
play
Is Taylor
Swift.
country though, or is she pop?
That's a great question. I don't know. I haven't kept up with her enough to know what she's even doing.
I think
I
Taylor's
just-
pop, right?
no comment.
She would be no.
I don't know, honestly.
Wait,
and I
again.
have friends who are really hard one way with Taylor and really hard the other. So I'm not going to say anything about Taylor Swift. I have no problem with her.
Am I
She
the
can
only
go on
one
with
who
her bad
likes
self.
Taylor Swift at the table?
I like her.
Okay.
I was just saying, I'm not going to say like, oh my God, I'm over the moon about it.
I saw her at a coffee shop recently.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was like, that's.
My mom has met her twice.
Yeah?
Yeah,
She's
she took a
super
selfie
nice.
with my mom. How nice is that?
I didn't ask her to. I'm not that guy.
Breaking
Like,
the
I'll
rules.
never- Did mom ask? Like, hey, can I take
I
a
think
selfie?
so. It was at
Yeah.
some party.
Mom was at a
in the
party with
bathroom.
Taylor's in the.
My dad is a songwriter, and it was a songwriter event thing, and it was an award ceremony.
Okay.
And I guess she said she went to the bathroom and came home raving about how Taylor Swift came into the bathroom and took a selfie with her.
That's
like,
not
oh my
awkward at all,
God.
mom. Hey, can we get a selfie real quick after you wash your hands?
Yeah, I'm almost like, Mom, did you accost Taylor Swift in the bathroom, or what happened?
Corner? Like I can't
Knocking
say
on the stall.
Right, I
like,
can't
hey,
say no to a selfie in
No,
the bathroom.
yeah, no, I could talk more about that because my mom knows Taylor Swift.
Okay.
She used to put on these events and stuff, and they've met before, but I think that's why that selfie happened.
Your mom is famous.
No,
That's what you're telling
I don't
us.
think so.
Of course you don't. It's your mom.
I would love to talk about my mom, but we don't have time.
bring her
It
on.
will take up an entire episode
Bring
if
your
I
mom
rave
on.
about my. Can we talk to my mom? Anyways,
Call her
back
up.
to Dylan.
all
And
right, Dylan. We got some secret questions we gotta
Secret questions.
ask you. Like, so I don't even know what the question is.
All right.
All right, but we're all gonna pick a question.
Okay.
And we'll read it out. Okay.
Totally.
So because you're our guest, we'll shake, and then you'll
shake and bake.
pick one first.
My turn.
Of course, either one.
Thank you, sir. Graph paper. Where'd you get graph paper?
You know, this reminds me of math class. Like,
Yeah, I haven't seen this
horrible.
since math
Am I
class.
reading first?
Yes.
All right. Are pancakes and waffles
No.
that different?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
hands down. Do not
Yeah.
even at me with a waffle.
Texturally very
Wait,
different.
you don't like waffles?
I like waffles. I just love pancakes.
Okay,
That's fair.
that's fair. What do you say?
Honestly, I mean, flavor-wise, they're not that different. The way you eat them is not that different, but they're definitely different things. And I'm a big fan of waffles because you got the little syrup pockets. They're really hard to mess up if you got a waffle maker.
I don't want to work out with you anymore.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
We
kidding.
got beef right here. She's like, wait,
I'm totally kidding.
waffles are cool, but pancakes are the best. Dylan's like, well, actually, waffles.
It's like a
He
50,
said
51 to
kettlebells. He
49
said
though.
metal, and then he
Yeah.
said
I
waffles.
will never say no to pancakes.
But
No,
you'll always
waffles
say
are great
yes to
too.
waffles.
They have their place.
Yeah.
They have. What's their place? Like if you go
Underneath
to brunch, if you go
pancakes.
to brunch, what are you ordering?
Actually, probably not either of those things. It's probably gonna be whatever the Benedict dish is, because
Okay.
you know how restaurants always like make their own version of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we'll see if you can top the classic, and a lot of the time they can't top the classic. So I should probably stop ordering that for brunch.
Yet you continue to order it every time. Here we go again. All right, we'll try the salmon Benedict today.
Or just like they put their brand on it, and their little twist, and it's like the name of the restaurant, Benedict. I'm like, oh, okay, Sonny's Benedict.
All
I
right,
think Sonny's actually has one.
what you got?
I have I think we've asked this question before, but we're gonna ask it again. Long walk on the beach or hammock in a book? Give me that beach.
I know mine. Yeah, I'm a long walk on the beach
Yeah.
guy every time.
Nice little sunrise walk, listen to the
Yeah.
waves. Can
Yeah.
I take a
Or-
podcast on my walk or something?
Hey, only if
Best
it's the
of
Nashville
both
Fit
Right
podcast.
there you go. That was
Yeah.
perfect answer.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Perfect
go
answer.
a long walk on the beach.
I'll go long walk on the beach
Yeah.
while I'm rubbing on my wife's butt.
There you go.
It's like perfect. So I'm more
Really,
of a sunset,
really nailed
not
that
sunrise.
answer.
Sunset, I was just thinking of the perfect walk
West
on the
Coast,
beach.
all right, yeah.
We're
sunset
just
on
kind
the
of
beach.
your hands on the, come on. baby.
Honestly, yeah.
duck
I
off real
absolutely
quick.
know what I
into
just
it.
came from
Actually
Costa
know what you're
Rica
talking
doing
about.
the
Like,
same
actually know what
thing.
you're talking about. Yeah.
Gosh, I
Yes.
want to go see my girlfriend now.
There we go. We're almost done.
Okay.
So, Allie, get ready.
I'm coming, baby.
Stretch. All right, so we got biscuits and gravy or yogurt and a bagel. This is
What?
brunch questions?
Biscuits and gravy go together.
What are your
Yogurt,
preference? I guess that's the question. Biscuits and gravy or yogurt and a bagel?
am I putting the yogurt on the bagel?
I mean, if you so choose to.
I would hope that I would have like some cream cheese or something for that bagel or peanut butter. Because I'm not going to dip my bagel in the yogurt. I like both of those things.
Have you ever tried it?
Are you going to make me go try a bagel and yogurt now?
I'm just saying. You know, you're like,
okay.
But
you know what's happening?
What if it's delicious?
Next podcast, I'm bringing some bagels and yogurt. All right.
We're going to dip it in there. What do you say?
Just because bagels and yogurt is kind of weird, I'm gonna go with biscuits and gravy. Yeah.
We're in the South, y'all.
Yeah.
And see, here we go again.
Plus, then if you got a bad biscuit, you just cover it up with enough gravy, and it's
That's so true, though.
I never had biscuits and gravy until I moved to Tennessee.
Okay, yeah.
And so I'm gonna go yogurt and a bagel.
Okay.
Like some nice high protein yogurt, a bagel. I just feel I wouldn't necessarily dip
You're
it
looking
in
at
there,
me
but
like
I would
I'm gonna
have
make
it.
this right.
No, I'm just thinking like you got a bowl of yogurt and a bagel.
Very continental.
I get my protein and my carbs in there.
That's true.
Right?
I did think about which one has more protein.
I got my protein and my carbs. Like
Shoot, man,
biscuit
I've
and
been
gravy
trying
is
to
all
gain weight. Give me the
carbs.
biscuit.
Yeah,
You're right.
It's
You're
all
right.
carbs. I mean, maybe some little pieces of sausage in there, but nothing. For
Yeah,
real.
and we could get all the way down to like what yogurt, and we don't have to do that.
Yeah, because
but-
we don't have. We don't
Wait,
any
I have one
yogurt
more
sponsors.
that just
Yeah.
came from that.
Huh?
What's your favorite kind of bagel?
Oh man. So like any kind.
Any kind.
Panera has like this cinnamon crunch situation. I can't
Let's
remember the name.
go.
I haven't had it, but it's like it's a bagel. It has like this topping on top that they toast,
Mm.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
like
like,
caramel
like
sugar.
yes, you know what I'm talking
I know
about.
what you're
Say
talking
less.
Yo.
Okay, well, group Panera trip.
Amazing, but it's not healthy at all. Like,
That's okay.
but it's delicious.
I value
What you got?
taste over that.
You're at everything, aren't you?
I
You're
do
at
like everything,
bagel.
but I actually like to go the sweet route with my bagels. I like a good cinnamon raisin with peanut butter on it.
Toasted or not?
And
Nice.
bananas if you got them. I like them toasted. It
Yeah.
depends on like how thick the bagel is. If it's super thick, I definitely want it toasted. But if it's like one of those wimpy thin ones, then
Don't
nah,
need it.
just give me that so it feels like I'm eating more. Because if I toast it, it's gonna be like a little piece of nothing, like a rice cake.
Okay, Dylan, what do you say? Favorite bagel?
Man, I love a good plain bagel. I actually do not like
Respect.
everything bagels. They're too messy.
It's too much of everything.
Too
You
much
get
of
them
everything,
chia
man.
seeds in your teeth.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not an everything bagel person either. It's like too much on there. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
it's-
need a lot, maybe some flavor, but I don't need like 8 different seeds on there.
Yeah.
I'd say a good plain or like a blueberry bagel, talking the sweet route.
Yeah,
Like this
yes.
Or money.
Yeah, I could talk about food all day. I started forming more food questions.
Nashville
in my head.
food
She's like,
magazine
actually, no. Yo, this was great, man.
This is awesome.
Thank you guys for, thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
Savannah's
we
gonna be
appreciate
here
having you,
regardless.
Dylan.
Thank you
and
very much.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to checking out Provita and your classes more. And
by anytime.
yeah, it was great talking to you.
One thing you want to leave the people with.
Be nice to each other.
Be nice
That
to
is a
each other.
great
That's
thing
good
to
one.
leave us
Yeah,
with.
That's a good one.
Great
Hey,
reminder.
This has been another episode of our Nashville Fit Magazine podcast. I'm your boy, Jarrell Webb, at the Jarrell Webb on all social.
And I'm your boy, Sab. And I'm not a boy, but you can
Hey, I wasn't going to say, I don't know how you identify. I was going to leave
I
that
just
out there. I was going to
was trying to think of how I was going to say, and I'm your girl, Sab. You can find me on Insta at SabFitNash. And
Make sure you hit that follow button on our podcast. Like, subscribe, all that great stuff. And make sure you press play on the next episode.
and
And
real quick, sorry, because you sound like you're about to taper
I
out.
was, but go ahead.
Provita Fitness. Give them a follow. Check them out on socials. Check out their website. And Dylan, do you have an Instagram handle?
Danger Juice Perry.
Oh,
Wait
that
a
is
minute.
a brilliant
Wait-
handle.
Wait a
sir.
minute. What can we
Glad I asked.
see what that? What is
We
that?
can totally get
Are
into
you
that.
are you dangerous? And are you juicing?
Is Perry from like?
Are you natty, Dylan?
Is that what I think it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 165 pounds, man. Of course I'm natty.
Whatever it is not working.
Long story short, it was like an old party drink I made, and then my initials are DJ, so I just stuck with it. I've had that as my Instagram handle forever. So
It's a great handle,
Yeah.
memorable.
So-
Yeah.
Say it
very.
one more time so we can sign it off.
Danger Juice Perry, no underscores, no dots, no nothing.
There you
Danger
go.
Juice Perry. So we're all gonna follow Danger Juice Perry on
It's
Instagram.
just drum videos. That's it. So
Hey, let's go see how good of a drummer you
Right.
are.
Now we
Oh,
judge. Now
Nah.
we judge.
We'll be
Thank you guys
friends.
for tuning in. We'll see you, and you'll hear us the next time you press play. All right, guys.